after and, highlight and export. But yeah, let's jump into Deadpool here. 108. What's up, guys? We are back with another Hero Spotlight on Deadpool this time. Deadpool, as a lot of people very much know, Deadpool is one of my favorite characters in the game. Deadpool is not changed much, but he's changed enough. He is definitely still very good. He is a special character in that he does not have spirit at all. He actually has awesome. So Deadpool scales with awesome. That's just fitting for Deadpool. His awesome is his primary resource. All powers are free to use, hence the no spirit. Effects that increase your maximum spirit instead increase your awesome. So you can build a spirit build. So any plus the spirit you get will increase your awesome level. And your awesome level gives you extra base damage and base health. 5% of your awesome level is base damage and 10% is your health. So I have 880, so I'm getting 44% more base damage and 88% more health. So as you can see, I have 43,000 health. Let's reset my infinity points. I have 24,000 with, almost fully geared. I'm not really... My gear isn't quite there yet, just because this is test center and I just haven't re-geared. But yeah, let's go over his powers. We got his pretty much range tree here in the Hurdy side. So we've got Bang Bang, his primary range spender. You get... This is definitely his best range spender because you also get the extra damage on it for your awesome level. So, as you can see, I'm getting 52% extra damage, which is 6% of my awesome level. So, pretty fast attacking power there. Amazing animation as well, by the way. We've got his teleport here, body slide by 1. Just standard teleport. Real armor buster. That's a... So you have a tanks cannon. Okay then. Really hard hitting power. I actually use this in my melee build, which is a ranged, more of a ranged proc for me, but definitely deals a lot of damage. It's got 150% extra crit damage and brute damage, so you can see if it brutes, it's gonna hit really hard. So definitely, he just pulls out a tank's cannon and just shoots them. Shoot all the bullets is his channeled AoE cone type of power, so it hits pretty far actually. So it's definitely good to use. It's got an extra 5% crit chance, as does the Bang Bang here. Little Deadpool is a ranged area taunt, so you throw out a little Deadpool. It's got 50% of your max health with a 70% damage reduction, and it's a bomb. It will explode and do damage. So you'll see in a couple seconds here it will explode. Got Hulk hand arrow, so he just pulls out a bow and shoots an arrow that has a Hulk hand on it. It's a vulnerability for ranged, and based on your awesome level, you get extra brute strike chance on it and brute damage. So 1% is brute strike and 3% is your brute damage on a 4-second cooldown. So very much useful for the range build. We got Not So Mini Gun, which is another range spender. It's got extra 5% crit chance, 13.2 attack speed, and it's got a stacking buff, which lasts for 3 seconds, but stacks 20 times and gives you an extra 2% damage. So the more you use it, you could see the buff was really quick to get to max. The more you use it, the more it's going to do damage, so you get an extra 40% damage on it. Pretty good. Personally, I like the Bang Bang better. We got Bang Boom Pow. It's a bazooka. This bazooka is why comics aren't for kids anymore. It's got a 50% crit chance, and it's just a regular cooldown power. 537,000. Then we have Canadian Devil. It's melee and ranged and movement tagged. So it's got melee physical damage, twice per second, and then range damage. Basically, spin to win. Again, Deadpool is just too fun. He's one of my favorite characters. Flesh Wound, like a lot of Flesh Wound. It's a physical damage. I believe this is just his one of his melee spenders. He's got 2. It deals extra damage versus weakened targets, and as a stacking buff, which gives you 20% more deflect multiplier at full stack, so it stacks 5 times. So it's just his spender. Pulls out his swords and, attacks. Foot Gougers is just area tagged, but it is a slow and a weaken. Definitely very good. Awesome Lunge of Death. Amazing name. It's a movement power. You can either use, his teleport or the Awesome Lunge of Death. It does extra damage to weakened targets. Actually, I think you can use both of them. So he is very versatile. You can definitely mix and match his movement. Mark with the Mouse is his area just taunt for, I guess, melee, and it also weakens. So you can either use the Deadpool for a taunt or Mark with the Mouth. Mark with the Mouth will taunt on yourself, so keep that in mind. Little Deadpool will taunt to the Deadpool, so enemies will attack that instead of you. Mark with the Mouth is the opposite. You got Slam Jam, which is an interesting power. He just takes out a huge hammer and slams down on people, but it also deals. It's a area, so you can see the area effect, but it deals extra damage to enemies in the center of the target area. We've got Stabby Flip. Again, another movement power, but this is not a charge power. It's just got a 4-second cooldown. Does extra damage to weaken, and gives you a movement speed buff. So it's basically a jump. Can be used in place pretty much, so it's not like... It's definitely useful against single target. Especially with the talents, we'll get into that in a bit. We have Psi Assault, which gives you, again, 10% damage versus weaken. It is lower percentage than Flesh Wound, but that's because it does do more damage on the tooltip and gets an attack speed multiplier, so you get an extra 20% attack speed for this power as you use it. As you hit with it, actually. You have to actually hit. Again, melee spender, my spender of choice. Cutting Room Floor, if you've played Angela or Magic or Spider-Man, or Iron Fist for that matter, you would know what this power is. It's a basic Arachnid Assault type invulnerability power that hits 10 times, so you'll probably notice this more from Angela because it's pretty much the same animation. Definitely hits in an area, hits all the targets there, and does quite a bit of damage with the talents on. Superior Healing Factor is his health regen panic button, I guess. Say 20% of your max health a second for 3 seconds on a 15-second cooldown, so it's again a panic button, not bad, definitely useful for tankiness. Then we have a Sig. Server lag, just basic area. It gives you a 15% damage bonus for 5 seconds, and just, stuns. Does damage in an area. Server lag, it's gotta be, fourth wall breaking, so there you go. Disconnected his Ethernet cable. How you doing, Papas? How you doing? We're just going over all the heroes here. So his trait, he gets an extra 5% brute strike chance, which is amazing. He's a bruiser, which means he scales with durability or fighting. Again, there is a lot of gear for durability of fighting heroes, and especially that he's physical. I already explained awesome, and he's got plot armor, so health regen. This effect is tripled for 4 seconds when you fall below 35% of your maximum health once every 10 seconds. So he's, again, very tanky. He's got defense and dodge, and then close quarters, when you hit with a melee power, you get that 8% damage reduction for 3 seconds. Now, his talents, a lot of them are funny, flavorful talents, but they do completely change the way he plays in terms of what build you want to do. You can do a hybrid, melee, range, spin to win, even area build. When you hit with a boss or mighty boss, hack into the game thinking you are one, so basically become a boss. When you hit the boss, you get 30% damage, 10,500 bonus health, 300 max awesome, for 10 seconds on a 1 minute cooldown. So, not bad. Smells Like Victory, you get a Smells Like Victory stacking buff, whenever you defeat an enemy. Max awesome plus 3, and it stacks 372,844 times. But the effect ends if you don't defeat an enemy within 10 seconds. This is especially useful if you're farming in, like, Midtown, so you can use... That's not the right power. You can use the spin to win build in Midtown, just, go through Midtown, and as long as you're killing enemies, you're going to be getting this buff. I've gotten it to, like, maybe 500 to 1,000 stacks before I, gave up. Again, definitely very good for farming. You got Chimichanga. Health orbs become Chimichanga orbs, changing nothing but making them more fun to say. 15% chance on hit to spawn a Chimichanga orb. Orb pickup radius plus 300%, healing from all sources plus 20%. So, again, flavorful and funny. Personally, I'm going to be going for the like a boss talent. Hulk burn smash. Hulk hand arrow gains 50% damage bonus, and it gets a dot for 4.8 seconds there. So Hulk hand arrow being that ranged vulnerability, so it gets that extra 50% damage, and then you can use it, and it gets the dot on the floor. All the fire there. Personally, I'm going to be using that talent, even with my melee build. It's Exploding Me. Little Deadpool explodes instantly and gains 300% damage bonus and 71.4% power radius. That's a weird number, but I guess fine. And a plus 2 second cooldown, so it doesn't have a cooldown there. I guess it goes to a 6 second cooldown, and explodes instantly. Deals quite a bit of damage as well. 850,000 on a brute there. Like I said, quite a bit of damage. Slam Jam now creates an explosion on impact. Canadian Devil now randomly throws grenades. Slam Jam being your, big hammer power. And then Canadian Devil being the spin to win. So you'll see now it has grenades, physical damage, and then an explosion damage on the Slam Jam. Personally, like I said, Hulk Buster, or the Hulk Hand Arrow would be my talent of choice there. Now the third row completely changes the way his sig works. So we've got multiplayer, server lag. We'll summon 3 of your best buddies from the Deadpool core for you. They summon for 10 seconds, and they deal 2,000 to 3,000-ish damage. Like it says there, it says ish. Um, I use it, I get Headpool, Deadpool Kid, and Lady Deadpool. Now they'll all, deal damage. Didn't last too long. Not really my talent of choice. This one is power-ups. Server lag spawns power-ups, which grant a unique buff. The buffs last for 10 seconds. It spawns a teddy bear, a Hulk doll, and a shoes with wings on them. The teddy bear gives you health regen and damage reduction. Big green doll gives you 10% flat crit chance, so it just makes you crit 10% more, and it gives you 50% crit damage. And winged shoes gives you 10% attack speed and 100% move speed. This is my talent of choice there. God mode server lag gains the following effects. You get 20% damage, 100% health regen, and invuln for 5 seconds. And then of course it's gotta have a God mode passive. Passively enable God mode upon death. So if you were to die, you wouldn't die. If you lost all your HP, you would not die. Fourth row, we've got 10-ton hammer. Slam Jam transforms into 10-ton hammer. It gains a 4-second cooldown, 100% power radius, and 150% damage. My talent of choice for this row. Slam Jam is one of my powers that I use all the time in my melee build, so. And it works very well with the 4-second cooldown with the other powers. Bang Boom Pow gains 50% damage bonus. 50% crit chance, and 50% power radius. Bang Boom Pow being that bazooka power. Then we have Everything Explodes. Bang Bang transforms into Bang Boom. Bang Boom shoots explosive bullets that deal extra damage. So you'll see that the icon changed, and then it's got a. That's not the power. It's got it explodes now. Foot Gougers transforms into Kaboom, so you'll see this icon change as well. Kaboom causes you to explode and gains an 8-second cooldown. To use this, it does cost health though. It costs 20% of your health. So you'll see it did take 20%. Damage on it, pretty high on the tooltip. But it does cost 20% of your health. My talent choice is 10-ton hammer. Dizzying Dance, Canadian Devil bonus effect while channeling. Deflect, 10% dodge, flat dodge chance. It's, you dodge 10% more hits, which a dodge is complete evasion of damage, and you get 10% move speed, which this is a really good talent to pair with Smells Like Victory, with a farming build. Because you just move faster with the Canadian Devil. Hello, Shinya, how you doing? Bleed 'em Dry, we got a melee based talent. Increases the bonus damage to Side Assault, Flesh Wound, Awesome Lunge of Death, and Stabby Flip. They deal to weakened. I can read. Increases the bonus damage that those powers do to weakened enemies at 20%. Awesome Lunge, Stabby Flip, and Foot Gougers gain a shared bleed effect. I personally don't like that it's shared. Other characters can have, stacking bleed effects, so why can't Deadpool? Also, Lunge Death and Stabby Flip apply a shared vulnerability effect. That is fine. That was the same on mine. But this is my talent of choice for the 5th row. because I play a mostly melee Deadpool because I find it I find it to just be more fluid than range. And then we have guns, glorious guns. Real armor buster gain always crits, so you're hard hitting range power. So it always crits. And bang bang, what's it called? Not so minigun and shoot all the bullets have a 5% crit chance on them. That gets increased to 10%. That's basically Deadpool's talents. Like I said, this is the build I want to do. I I find it to be the most fluid. We also have his ult, which is Kitchen Sink. He's got melee ranged area, awesome opener, finisher, incantation, devil, spider, shrink, serum, whip, chill, pulsar, chaos, lightning, and sorcery tags. You know, the only thing that actually matters there are melee ranged and area, because the rest don't do anything. Um, it's just a basic twice per second ult that shoots out any projectile that exists in the game. For gearing, he is still fighting durability. So the his gear didn't change much. I'm definitely going to be taking out his slot 4 for I think Batroc boots because his boots are not that good. Batroc boots being fighting, 3 fighting, 3 speed, +1 to all attributes, so you're getting the 4th fighting there, and then crit damage, and attack speed. But all of his other gear is pretty much the same. Still a Midtown Ring power dupe. Um, would not use the crossbones or the Book of Demonicus. You've got the bravery, or you can now go for the shield agent medallion, which is going to be pretty good. What are your thoughts about High Commander's armor, Cal? Best of thought for Roke or Tasky. Depending on their own, uniques, it would be best in slot or not. So I'd be going for the armor issued nano poison because it's got the durability, the 2 fighting due to durability, and it's got a lot of brute strike rating damage. And then the advanced circlet is a ton of physical damage and 3 durability. So that's gonna be my build for him. Nothing else really changed on him. Go for the core with the fighting. Mockingbird could be good, but switch to anything anything besides a Mockingbird now. But yeah, nothing else has changed on him. Synergies are pretty much the same still. Got the War Machine, still good. 10 awesome. 1 fighting. We now have the durability that you can put in there is on Emma Frost. Got the extra damage to damage over time powers. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Deadpool. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next spotlight.